Can you hear me?
Good morning to you.
Yeah. We always start with a little lag because Facebook's our friend, but here, um, I see we've got at least one viewer, and see who you are. I can only see that you are here. So if you want to, we always like to know who's with us, and my phone's ringing, of course. Um, So, this is Jean Favor, and I am a parent liaison with the Great Start Collaborative and Parent Coalition of Charlevoix, Emmett, and Northern Antrim County. Hopefully, you know that because you're coming from our page to see this. And I'm here this morning with Gail Kroon, who is what's your official title at the Moms and Tots Center?
I'm the director here at Moms and Tots.
The director. Okay, I wasn't sure if you were a coordinator or the president or the. And they're affiliated with the Good Samaritan Family Services. About yourself and about what's going on over there at Moms and Tots in Ellsworth and what we can expect to see when we get over there.
Well, thank you for inviting me to do this. Moms and Tots has been around we're in our 21st year. We are, like Jean mentioned, we're a part of Good Samaritan Family Services. We provide services for moms and dads and their kids pre-born all the way to age 5. Um, if you know about Good Samaritan, they are a food pantry. They have a resale shop that provides where you can get lots of different items. We have a food pantry, and then we have Moms and Tots. Um, yeah, so what you can expect when you come to Moms and Tots is you walk through the door, and we help you with whatever we can, whatever that looks like for our. Look at that, we have a friend who's waving to me. Um, we provide whatever we can in resources, as in diapers, food, wipes, just those kind of things. But also, we really provide someone who's going to walk along you with your parenting journey. So that's kind of in a nutshell who we are. But we could talk about a little bit more of those parts later. So
Yeah, excellent, Gail. I see Caitlin is here. Welcome, Caitlin. Thanks for coming. Caitlin's a stalwart Great Start Collaborative and Parent Coalition member, and she's always supporting our lives. So, um, great, Caitlin. If anybody else is here, we'd love to see a hello. I uh, I try to type in the comments sometimes, but then when I'm typing, it's like clickety clack, like so. I'll just shout out loudly. Yeah, I'm here with my friends, so people might pop in and out in the background periodically to keep me company. But
I,
yeah, so I love that with the Moms and Tots. Gail, how long have you been working over there? Seems like
I've been
forever, as far as I've been around.
Yeah, I've been here for, I'm starting my ninth year here. So, never in my wildest dreams was I anticipating this is what I would do, but I can't see myself doing anything else. We homeschooled our kiddos for 22 years, and I had known about Moms and Tots, but I didn't have the time to give it a lot of my energy and time. So I would help with special events. And then when they needed a director, they came and kind of found me, and um, this is our story. So
So
I'm here.
Moms and Tots has been there for a long time.
We have been here. This is our 21st year.
Okay, okay, yeah, I
Good
missed that.
Samaritan is over 35 years has been in existence,
Wow.
doing what they do. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I have about 25 volunteers. So it's not just in all different walks of life. So it's really neat because oftentimes their stories can really, you know, fit with the stories of the moms who come in. So
Yeah, and Jen Simon is here with us this morning, actually. So, um, welcome to
yeah,
her.
Jen, is an amazing volunteer. She brings her two helpers with her. So
Yeah, we actually snagged Jen from Moms and Tots to be a part of the Parent Coalition. So we're really grateful to have that connection with her as well. I don't remember
yeah,
when it was. I was there for a blood drive, which is coming up too, also, right? And Jen
Exactly.
was there, and she's a super great volunteer and super supportive over there. So, yeah, everybody that I've ever come in contact with the Moms and Tots has been friendly and welcoming and just a smile on their face when you walk in. So, all right, wave. And then if you, I mean, I know Jen probably has some stories of Moms and Tots or some things to say, but if anybody has any like cool stories or experiences or opinions they'd like to share, the comments section is always open to do that, and then we can kind of see what your thoughts are with that. So Moms and Tots has been there for almost 20, 22 years. You've been there almost 10 years. What sort of stuff do you do? So I'm a mom with a tot, and I see that there's a Moms and Tot Center. Um, what would I expect to be able to get from this program?
Well, when you come in for the very first time, we would do a excuse me, a folder that kind of tells of all the different things that we would do. Um, and then we kind of get to know you because how we just want to know how we can best help you because not everybody has all the same needs. We're all unique people walking in, so we want to be able to really meet your needs. So after that, you can come and I think one of the first things that our parents really appreciate is that you can get resources. So we have been extremely thankful that we've had formula. Um, it's been a formula shortage. I actually shipped formula to a friend in California who couldn't find it.
Wow.
So we have been very grateful that we've had that resource to help moms. I mean, I've had a mom who called me in tears and said, "I've tried everywhere to find formula. Do you possibly have this kind?" And I did. So it's
Wow.
they earn. I
Mm-hmm.
mean that they're going to watch some different parenting videos or just a variety of videos, and they're going to be able to put those hours into earning those bigger items. But I think what really keeps them coming is people like our volunteers, like Jen, who are willing to stop what they're doing and say, "I am so glad you're here," and really mean it. So, and then just play with their kids. Yesterday we had a baby that one of our volunteers got to snuggle and hold, where a mom got to go shopping. There's not much better than that when your kid is happy and you get to be a mom and but also just have time to yourself. So
Yeah, that's an amazing service. So almost like short-term childcare for an hour or so or whatever. Just a break, which
yeah,
as a parent, like we all know that. I mean, we love our kids more than anything, but sometimes you need that break. So that's amazing.
and also
Yeah, I
yeah,
love that.
and then we also provide some life skill classes. We just got through having a planting with kids class, a learning with preschoolers
Hi.
class, just a variety of classes, just a variety of different classes.
So there's classes.
I
So
love it, friends. So the classes are taught by volunteers in our community who will come in that have a special gift,
okay.
and then I will advertise it, and as many moms and kids who want to attend come. It's great. We also will do some stuff just for moms. We do a mom's night out movie night. Sometimes just to remind moms that sometimes you just need to be alone and take care of yourself. So that kind of thing.
So is that different? The classes, are those different from the ways to earn the points or the credits to get material? Okay.
Like car seats and cribs. And then we work with, like for our cribs when our mom, excuse me, for our car seats when our moms earn those, we have a car seat specialist who comes here so
Nice.
that they are put in their cars correctly and set up for the size of their child. So we really try to do the best we can. So with what we have. So
That's excellent.
Yeah.
So there's a whole lot of resources, classes, materials, items, training. There's a beautiful little space to play. I know that. Clothing, formula. So what when you come in for the interview, I'm just imagining, hey Liz, good morning. That I'm coming in for the first time, and I didn't know Moms and Tots really. I mean, I didn't know my kids were little. Like I heard about it, and I knew it was there, but I didn't know if that was something for me or, just the intimidation of going in and asking for help or saying I need support and, you know, what are the times of, what it's going to be like. So if I hear that I have to go in and do an interview, and I know you said you don't really like to call it an interview, it's more like a, getting to know you questionnaire. What kind of
Yep.
like what are there like qualifications that I'm going to be nervous about answering it, like how many kids or income level or if I'm married or not or any of that. Is there what are the qualifications, I guess, or what are the guidelines for who
There
can and
aren't.
who
Oh,
cannot?
there are qualifications. There are no guidelines. We will help anybody who comes to our door. We service just because of where we're located in Ellsworth. We service mostly Antrim and Charlevoix County residents, but we actually have clients that come as far away as five different counties. So
Awesome.
you do not have to have any qualifications. You don't have to say I fit into this box. We are here. Oh, I really don't want to. I just really need stuff. We will just get them the things they need. So,
Excellent.
and I think what works well at Moms and Tots is, we're not just saying, okay, well, you have a 2-year-old, so we're going to give you what size diapers and do it, put them in a bag for you. But you get to go and do the shopping and really get the things that you like and that you want that you need for your children. So,
Oh, nice. Yeah. Janice is here also, and she says Miss Kathy is her kiddo's favorite volunteer. So shout out to Miss Kathy at the Moms and Tots. Um,
oh, Kathy was here before I have been here. Miss Kathy has been here from the day that Moms and Tots opened their doors.
Wowza.
So,
Oh, excellent. That's some dedication right there. I mean, just a testament to, the care and the support that's provided by the staff and volunteers there is someone that's been there for a while. So obviously care about
yep,
families. Um, so
yep.
I just come in and I, talk to you and I can get some services and I can go as deep as I want. I can work, on parenting credits for getting bigger items that I might need. Is there ever any support for like, I know some people live like far away. Like what happens if I'm, one of those 5 counties that's not nearby? Is there any way to, get things to people who might not have transportation needs, or how
Um,
does that ever come up?
we have given them credit to use like the transportation system in their community. They can get them here. We've done that, where we paid for that. We have also delivered, especially during COVID, where they were like, I can't get here during the times that you're open, and I will say, yep, we'll get it taken care of, and come pick it up when it works. So we try to really be, to do it whatever we can to make it as easy, and we just really want to make sure that our families are provided for. So,
Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
totally. We know that's a big struggle. So, you talk about days that
it
were
is.
open and hours that were open. So I know there's a few days that you're not open, just because I've driven past and the parking lot's empty. So, I'll pop the days and times in the comments. We're all done here. But when are you open?
We are open Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 10 to 4.
Okay.
And then on the first Tuesday of every month, we're open to 7 to accommodate, people that may be working during those other hours. So that's kind of, yeah. Times, we will do our best to take care of things. And even if that means that if you need some items, we will drop them off at Good Samaritan and make a connection that way. We'll do whatever we can. So,
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that kind of answers, I think, all my questions. Anybody can access it. We get friendly people when we go in and meet you Tuesday through Thursday, 10 to 4. And you're in Ellsworth, so I know it's Ellsworth is tiny, but you got to go over the bridge to get up to the moms and tots. So people might know about the Good Samaritan Resale Center. They might know about the Front Porch, which is kind of all affiliated. Um, Not at those places. So this is up the hill, um, past the Wooden Shoe Park and everything, right?
Right. Yep. And you'll find signs that say Good Samaritan Family Center because at this place we have the Moms and Tots Center, and then we have a little bit of TLC. You need a little bit of how do I just some encouragement in that journey. So.
So since you mentioned dads, if I'm a dad with a tot, can
Mm-hmm.
I get supports through
Mm-hmm.
the moms and tots as well?
Absolutely, you can. We have a number of dads. Yes, absolutely,
Okay, excellent.
absolutely.
I know that that can be a barrier too. We've talked about that when, with
It can.
just in the names of things. Like I have a kid too that I'm trying to raise and I need some help. So it's a welcoming place for fathers to show up to. It's
Yep, absolutely. We will do. Like I said, we have grandparents that come in. That have their children, their grandchildren, in custody of their grandchildren. There's not anybody that we will not have sources of community services. So, I would never pretend that we have all the answers, but we really try to. If there's a certain need, like they need special help for their child or for themselves, we try to really encourage that there are other agencies they can look at too. So,
awesome. Yeah, sounds like a one-stop shop. So
well, we try.
before we came on live, Gail and I were just chatting about some other fun things that were going to hopefully be happening soon at the Moms and Tots Center. So I don't know if you want to talk about that.
I will. We're excited. One of the things that we really encourage is how important it is for parents to just really be intentional with their kids, and that means just everyday things. It means talking with them. It means reading to them. It's you know, being a just being that person in their life they know. So one of the things that my board is doing is we are going to have a playground that is going to be coming to moms and tots. It's going to
Yay.
be a talking is teaching. So yeah, and Jean I know is a talking is teaching advocate, and we're excited about that. It'll be a place where moms, dads, kids, volunteers can be talking while they're playing with kids because playing is learning. So
Yeah, I'm super excited
so
about
we're
that.
I,
Yeah, and so
yeah.
that'll probably, I mean, pending all the manufacturing and delivering, hoping to do that pretty soon, and looking for
Yes.
some announcements on that. And so this will be a playground that's open during open hours at Moms and Tots, and providing a place for families to come and congregate and a safe place to play. It's going to be fenced in, I think, is the plan, and
Yep.
so kids can just kind of wander around safely without having to worry about them wandering too far. Yeah, that's super
That's right.
exciting. Yeah, and of course, we're talking is teaching all the way. So talk, read, and sing while you're on the playground with us to do the Talking is Teaching campaign. She's been distributing materials, our diaper time materials, I think, and story time materials, and also Free Cycle. So we partner with Free Cycle or book projects. Either we give you books or you give us books, and we keep
Yep.
them flowing through the community. So um, Liz
Absolutely.
says, talk, read,
Yeah.
sing. Yes, we are definitely supporters of that. So
And
before we
I
sign
love.
off, oh, go.
I also think that sometimes it's what I love. Moms and Tots also provides is that you do not have to make an appointment to come. You walk through the door, and oftentimes you get to learn. You get to make new friends because if you have another mom here who's going through kind of the same things you are doing, hey, there's some camaraderie in that. So
Hmm.
I have been neat to watch some new friendships develop that way. So
Yeah, that is. And now that you say that, it just what are the age limits for the kids? Like what?
um, so five 5 years old is kind of the age out, but some of our educational programming goes much further than that. It goes like up to 12-year-olds because
Okay.
sometimes you may have a someone who's you may have a 5-year-old, but then they have a baby sister or brother, and so but we never really turn anybody away. So there, there you have it.
Perfect. Right.
But
Just
we preborn to 5 is our focus ages. So
excellent. Yeah. I mean, I can understand that too. Just once you get to five, then services are no longer needed. Then you move on to different places. You don't need cribs anymore. You
right,
don't need formula. You know, you're moving on to different parenting.
and
Uh,
hopefully not diapers, right?
I hope not. And I'm sorry for anybody who does. That's a long haul.
It
So
is. It's a
so
long haul, absolutely.
I just wondered if you would share maybe like a favorite story or experience or something that you've, worked on or worked through or, anything like connected with family 9 years as the director of Moms and Tots.
Oh, there are so many. It's all about connecting. Moms and Tots is really about relationship. You know, um, I guess some of the most favorite times of mine are I've had some moms who don't have a support system, and we have kind of become that support system for them. So I guess one of my favorite is I have a mom who has had 3 children, and I got to be there and be the first person to hold their baby.
Oh my
They came
gosh.
from the hospital, and I wanted you to be the first person. That's pretty cool. Um, those things. Yes, this past week, a little boy was playing with one of our toys and was just having a blast. And one of the volunteers was reading to them, and it just brought tears to the mom's eyes because it's like, look how much.
I mean, those are the big moments, making those small moments big is all, what we're about as parents. And, really looking for those opportunities to notice like the beauty and the joy in those small moments, I think is critical for
Yep,
parenting. And, that's awesome that your volunteers are able to bring that to families.
absolutely, absolutely. I have the best volunteers ever, hands down.
Love it. Is there anything else you want to share with us, Gail? Do you have any events coming up or anything like that that we'd want to tell anybody about?
Well, we'll be probably doing some more life skills classes, and those are always open to the community. We have a blood drive coming up on July 14th. So one of the things that also we want to do is make sure that we are a source where our community has a spot to, also give in all different kinds of ways. So that will be happening between noon and 6 on July. And we have a comedian coming, so
Ooh.
please stay tuned to those. He is very, very funny and has a great story. So
We're going to be in person now for the fundraiser. Is that
we will be. We are going to be at the East Jordan Auditorium, and it'll be a live comedy show. Again, just real. He has got a great story. He and his sister will be there,
awesome?
and yeah. So
Okay.
stay tuned. It'll be fun. It'll be worth your time. So,
We could all use a laugh, Gail, I'm sure.
but wait, is
We,
that not true? Yes,
it's
yes.
a great
So,
idea. Well, excellent, Gail. Thank you so much for coming with us today. And I just want to reiterate how wonderful this place is, this location, the staff, volunteers. I've always felt really welcome there, and I hope that we can reach out to a few more parents with pre-born to 5-year-olds who need any supports and help, even just getting parent friends and connections with support providers in the community. So just pop in from Tuesday to Thursday, 10 to 4. And I imagine you're always also looking for new volunteers. So if anybody's interested in talking to Gail about that and learning what it takes to be a volunteer at Moms and Tots, I bet she'd take any interest that she can find and see if she can put you to use. So
absolutely. And thank you, Jean, and thank you for the collaborative. I love being part of it because it's just, we're better together. We're better together.
excellent. Great. Yes, my pleasure. All right, Gail, I'll talk to you soon, I am sure, and have a great holiday weekend.
You also, you've got the hair color going.
Yeah, that wasn't the plan, but yeah, exactly.
I
It's a firework. All right, we'll see you
All
later,
right,
Gail. Yep, bye
great
bye.
chat with